By the time you're watching this, I will finally, officially have left work. I'm recording this on the 31st of August, my final day at work. I've just had my final paycheck as a teacher. As of now, I'm on my own. And one of the things I want to talk about today is why I made that decision. I know that's been a story we've told you gradually over the course of the last 9 months of this vlog, but you know, let's condense it all into one video. It seems like the right time to do it. And behind me is one of the reasons why I made that decision. It's not the main one, it's one of the reasons. Anna is currently over there in college and she's registering for her GCSE science that she needs to do as part of the degree that she's going to be doing next year. So, as is usual with these things, the last day I was actually at work, we had to buy Andy an iPad. It seems to be the last day of everything. We have a big expense. So, the last day officially of me being employed as a teacher, Anna's in there spending £400 to register a science GCSE so that she can then go there, which is Peterborough University, to do her degree in criminology, I think it is, or crime scene investigation or something like those lines. She'll tell you exactly what it is. But she's going to college, she's going to uni. I'm going to be Mr. Stay-at-home carer / YouTube man. Of course, in true Kev style, despite the fact me just moaning about having to spend money again, we're here at Peterborough United Football Club. I have a bag. The launch of the unveiling of the Chris Turner statue is happening over there this afternoon. He was like a legendary posh manager from 1992 and former player, owner, captain, etc, etc. He's a bit of a legend. But as part of that, they're relaunching the shirt we wore at Wembley in 1992. It was the end of my first full season as a posh fan. It was my first trip to Wembley, and they've relaunched the shirt. So I've got myself let's get it out of the bag. It's the only posh shirt I'll ever need to own now, because it's from 1992. It was my first full season as a posh fan. It's got the number 5 on the back, which was Chris Turner's number. That is an awesome shirt. Clubs should do stuff like this all the time. I know big clubs probably do, but I've got a 1992 posh shirt and I'm very, very pleased with it. Good work, Peterborough United. Now we probably need to go home. Let's have a look at the statue one more time. It's still wrapped up at the moment, so we can't see it properly. But I'll show you it properly the next time I come to a posh match. Anna also wants me to show you. I got Andy a shirt as well. It's not a proper posh shirt because they cost an absolute fortune.
And he eats them.
Yeah, and he eats them if they're proper posh shirts, but it's just an ordinary t-shirt. And just to make sure that he's had Chelsea shorts in the past because somebody's ex was a Chelsea fan, and the rest of our family are like Forest fans. His other person was a Notts County fan, I think, wasn't he? So we've got to make sure we get enough posh into him. He already owns a couple of proper posh shirts, but he eats them, particularly the badges and the sponsors. So just a t-shirt with the posh on the front is acceptable. The boy is a proper posh fan now. I've slipped back out of being a day ahead on the vlog again, so we've kind of skipped a day. And the reason we skipped a day, I did tell you all about this on yesterday's vlog, and the issues around the sofas and getting rid of the old sofas. I said how with this big one previously, they had to, when we first bought it, it went over the garage, through the garden, they took the back door off, then brought it through the house. Obviously we didn't have the option to do that. It didn't fit out, so you can't really see it very well. But I basically had to cut it down there so you can see all the way along where I've sawn it and snapped it, and basically just cut the end off so that we could get it out. We had to pull all the stuffing out of it to be able to do that. So we have a massive, massive pile of horrible mess now. What that does mean is tomorrow, just here where my car currently is, will be a skip, so that we can then put all this stuff in the skip. The skip's here for 7 days, which means I'll then have 7 days, once we've done that, to finish sorting out the utility room, so that can become charging central. But yeah, that took the thing from Argos, the new sofas. I'll show you them in a second. The new sofas, we were told they were going to come between 7 AM and 6 PM, so we didn't do anything to the sofas on the evening before because we didn't want to be without sofas all day. We woke up 6:30 on yesterday morning to a text from Argos saying it was going to be with us between 7:30 and 9:30, so I'd narrowed it down to 2 hours and it was going to be early. And then I got another text from them about 7:10 saying it was going to be with us within an hour. So by 8 AM they'd already arrived with the new sofas. All we'd done at that point is taken the stuffing out of that sofa and realised it wouldn't fit out the door, so we kind of had to prop that up on its end while they managed to get the new sofa in. The new sofa gets in fine, it's slightly smaller, so they got the new sofas in. We had to leave Andy's new chair out on the driveway, and then we spent, what do you reckon, 4 hours, 5 hours?
We started about 7 and you sat down at about 12. I kept going a little bit, but yeah, by about 2 o'clock the house was back to normalish.
It was a horrific job, and I mean, we clearly bought a good quality sofa last time, because even sawing through it, it took ages to smash up. But smash it up, we did. It's there. I did stop partway through because I had to go and get a blood test for my new blood pressure medication, which, by the way, my blood pressure is down to 134/75, which is the lowest it's ever been in my adult life, which is good. But yeah, what a mess. Let's show you the new stuff anyway. So here we have new sofa, roughly the same size as old sofa, slightly smaller maybe. And instead of a sofa, Andy now has an armchair, which means we now have this extra piece of space, which is going to be really cool at Christmas because we finally have somewhere to put the Christmas tree again. The only problem is, look at the state of the wall. Where the sofa's been. We tried to clean it, but I mean, it's also got all these greasy, crisp paw prints on that have built up over the years as well. That wall is a bit of a write-off. So once we're finished with everything else, we then need to paint that wall, and we're slowly getting a little bit closer to assembling an actual grown-up's house. We're getting there. I've been out of my house a remarkable amount today. I'm not usually this much of a sociable person. I'm now in the centre of Deeping, my little town that I don't know that I've ever brought you lot to before. I really very rarely come here, mainly because it's horrible to park and there's not really much here, but the girls are over there in the hairdressers having their back to school haircuts, which I think means I can now use back to school in the title and data of this episode to make sure that it gets all those back to school clickbaitiness. I hope I haven't resorted to doing that. That'll be a job for next week when they actually are back to school. Yeah, but they're in there getting their haircuts. I've now got an hour to kill, or I could go home, but I've been given a few errands to do by Anna, or I could just sort of hang around and wait for them to be done. Why does it take an hour for girls to have their haircut? I don't understand. I could go and get my haircut, but I can't be bothered. Anyway, I did promise a rundown of why I've quit teaching, for those of you who perhaps haven't been around since the start of the vlog, because it's not something we've really talked about for a few months now. Oh, hang on a minute. We're in Olympic Torch Town. I do vaguely remember that as well. But, as I was saying, as of right now, no longer a teacher. I don't really know what I'm calling myself. Primarily, the main reason I did it is because I am now a carer for Andy. So I'm going to be the person, while Anna's off doing her uni stuff, I'm going to be the person who is responsible for getting him to school every day, whether that be getting him into the taxi either on his own or with the PA if we actually manage to get her in place, or whether it's me driving him there myself either in the morning when he's supposed to go or later in the day when he finally agrees to go. But my primary goal every single day for the next 3 years is going to be getting that boy to school. But I'm also, if he doesn't go for whatever reason, if he's off sick, I'm going to be the one who's at home with him. I'm going to be the one who's pottering around the house, doing the cooking and the cleaning, and okay, not much of the cleaning, but I'll still be doing the cooking and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to be stay-at-home dad, house husband man. That's primary job. But the secondary, and hopefully this secondary bit grows and grows and grows as time goes on. The secondary bit is, according to the legal forms that I'm filling in, I'm a carer / self-employed. I'm not an unemployed person, I'm not a house husband. I'm going to be a carer and I'm going to be a self-employed person, and the business that I've got self-employed is this. I am a YouTuber, I am an author, I'm going to earn my money by hustling for it. Whether it's through making videos like this, making gaming videos on the other channel, writing books, Twitch streaming, and I hope that as time goes on, certainly we're on a bit of a clock to get to the end of Anna's university. I mean, realistically, it needs to be by May when she finishes university for the year, because then you have that long period of like 4 or 5 months where she doesn't get any student finance. So we're fine for money, hopefully, until May. But on top of the carer stuff, I've got to find a way in the next 9 months to turn enough of a profit at doing this kind of stuff to be able to pay the bills over the summer. One of Andy's buses, and then not have to go back to work next year. We're getting there, we're not there yet. The original goal, for those of you who've been around all the way through this journey, the original goal was to get to that point by now, so we have a bit of a cushion. We're nowhere near. Realistically, I'll be quite open with the numbers. Our monthly income from all this at the moment, probably from YouTube, you're looking at somewhere in the region of about £400 a month across the 2 channels. Patreon is then another, got to convert it into pounds, probably £280, £300. So what are we up to? About 700, 750. Twitch, I've only been doing it again for a month, but everyone's been remarkably generous. We're probably looking at £400 or £500 from Twitch in the last month, but I have no idea if that's an excited £400 or £500 because we're back streaming again, or if that's something that I can rely on a monthly thing. So that's a little bit up in the air at the moment. So that gets us up into the region of about 1,200. And at this time of year, I don't really make anything from my book. That money comes in from Christmas through to the summer, because that's when the book sells. So at its height, that'll be about £600-700 a month and almost fill that gap. But at the moment, if you averaged it out over the course of the year, you're probably looking at about £200 a month for the book. I don't think I've missed any other income sources, have I? Don't think so. So we're on about probably £1,400 a month, which sounds good. I mean, it is good. I mean, I'm getting that from goofing around on the internet and writing a few words every now and again. That's remarkable. But then you've got to take off national insurance and tax and other bits and pieces as well. And once all that's come off, I'm only on about half of what my take-home pay was compared to when I was teaching. So we're okay for now because Anna's student finance makes up the gap. But by the time we get round to May, she's not going to be getting student finance anymore for a few months, and I need to have found that other, effectively £1,000 a month after tax by then. So we're going to be stepping up the pace here on the vlog channel, we're going to be stepping up the pace on the gaming channel, we're going to be really trying to do everything we can possibly do on Twitch, because I love Twitch streaming, and that's going to be a really big part of what we're doing. And once I have the time in the day again, so once everyone else is back at school, including Andy, and I've got days to myself at home where I can get my videos done in the morning and get them done for the day, I will write the next book. But now I've got to go and buy cling film for our feet. Apparently we're having foot masks later, or whatever a foot mask is. I've just had the phone call from Amy, so they're ready to be picked up. And it occurs to me, I don't know where I'm picking them up from. They said the hairdresser's opposite the gym. Well, there's the gym, there's a hairdresser's, and there's a hairdresser. There's one either side, and no sign of any of my children. So I think I'll just go into the first one, hand them £30 and see if I get any children in return. That's pretty much what's happening here. Weird. I have children. They have apparently shorter hair. Yay for the shorter hair. Your hair's still wet.
Yeah,
that's mine. Yes, it is.
Apparently this is women's hairdressing is very different to men's hairdressing. You get nuts when you go to the women's hairdressers.
And sweets, but they run out.
All we get is a used copy of yesterday's Sun to read if we're really desperate. But nuts! That sky is awesome. You can't see it now, I've put my stupid face in the way. I don't normally put stuff like that in a vlog, but I'm really quite tempted to get the drone out when it's getting dark and it's raining and just risk breaking the drone just to get over there and film that because it looks that cool. But I think Anna will probably shout at me if I break the drone. So it will remain in its careful little hiding place in the garage. In fact, talking of the garage, come in here. This is what we're going to be sorting out over the next few days. This area, I keep trying to avoid showing it to you because it's an embarrassment, but this is going to be clear because now the skip's coming. It's got to get clear in the next 7 days, and that's going to be an extension of this wonderful area that you're already quite familiar with, which is set up for tonight's live stream. So I've got a Football Manager video that I'm preparing on there. I've got a mobile app game that is rendering on there, and I've got the transfer window on there. I'm streaming in about an hour. This is about as good as it gets. Who misses having a real job? I certainly don't. Let's head back outside into the rain. Yeah, the awesome sky's still there. So, hopefully that's given you a little bit of an insight into why I'm making this stupid decision that I've made. I know I've not told you anything majorly new today, but it's unusual for me to put it all in one video. So if anyone ever asks me, Kev, why did you leave teaching? Kev, why are you doing this YouTube thing when you don't make enough money from it? I can now point them back to this video. And if you have enjoyed it, please make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching. We're going to look at this sky again for a minute.